Okay, so I am really new to this channel and I am not the greatest at grammar, so bear with me. And this not might be scary for you, but it was like hell for me. For starters, I am a boy teen and I have divorced parents, and my dad live in Oklahoma and my mom lives in New Hampshire, so I am always traveling. Well, when it was school break, so I went to my dad's for the break. Well, I had to travel by airplane to get to Oklahoma, and whenever I travel on a airplane afterwards I am really tired, and especially traveling with my two loud as hell brothers make me more tired. So when my dad picked us up from the airport and brought us home, I saw my other little brother and sister that live with my dad. Well, like I said, I get really tired after getting off the plane. When it was 11 p.m. I was out in seconds. Also, I am a pretty light sleeper and my brother liked to get up at like 6 in the morning. So when I heard Fortnite on the TV, there was no way I was falling back asleep. So my brothers were playing Fortnite and I was trying to fall back asleep when all of a sudden we heard banging on the door. I was so scared, and then all of a sudden my little brother went to the door to open it. I was so scared, thinking like a murder was at the door, but then he opened the door and it was just the neighbor that I have never met and asked us if we needed anything from the store. My little brother said no and shut the door. Well, after that my dad woke up about 10 minutes and I was glad because I was still kinda scared. Well, about an hour later there was another bang on door. This time though my dad went to the door while I was on the couch scared out of my mind. Well, my neighbor was at the door again asking my dad if we needed something from store. Which I found odd because just an hour before she asked the same thing, so I thought she already went to the store. Well, my dad said no and shut the door. After that I asked my dad who was that, and he said that was Mary, our neighbor. Then I asked why she was banging on the door and he said that she had a mental illness. Well, after that I was scared of her. The next day I was playing football with my dad. All of a sudden I hear yelling from Mary's apartment. Well, now I was so scared I almost sh*t myself. Then I asked my dad who she was yelling at, and he said that she was yelling at herself and that she did that on a regular basis. Well, then I asked why she was doing it and my dad said he did not know. So after that experience I tried to avoid her, but 2 days later I was watching my little sister and her friend play in the yard when all of a sudden I hear yelling from down the street, and then I look up and down the street and saw Mary walking down the street yelling her mind off. Well, I forced my sister and her friend to go inside. My dad asked why we were inside and I told him what Mary was doing, and he said that was weird because she would only do that in her house. Well, after that I had few more small experience with her, but that last one was the scariest. It was day before I had to go back to New Hampshire and my dad wanted to go to church, and I love the church we go to. Well, when my whole family goes out our front door there was an awful smell, and my dad tracked down where it was coming from and it came from the trash can. Well, my dad did not look in there because it was such an awful smell. Well, all of a sudden Mary comes out and starts to protect the trash can and would not let anyone come near it. Well, we left to go to church and my dad said it was probably vomit. But I think it was a dead animal or something like that. So crazy neighbor that yelled at herself. Let's not meet again. This content was provided by angelotricarico.com.